Hello to another video about Cardano. In this video I want to take a look at the latest price action, what has happened with the Cardano price since my last update video. I also want to take a look at Bitcoin, not a long look but just a brief look to see how it's going, and then we're taking a deeper dive in the Cardano price and take a look at which patterns could currently be forming, of which we could then sort of predict what could be happening next. Let's take a quick look at Bitcoin first. But before that, maybe just have a look here at the prices. We're currently going down across the board in the top 5 cryptos at least. Some cryptos are doing quite well at the moment, so there is a mixed picture really. But most cryptos are going down. But yeah, there are definitely some winners as well. For example, like AXS. However, everything like in the top 5 is going down, including Cardano. However, over the last 7 days, pretty much everything's looking good. Now let's take a quick look at Bitcoin. In Bitcoin, we have here at the daily chart, prices come from the Bitfinex exchange, and we are currently trading at 45,874. Now there are some interesting things happening just now guys, and this is why I make this video actually. So it is quite crucial. We are really at a tipping point of Bitcoin. I think we are really at a tipping point. I talked about that in the last few days, and many YouTubers aren't really talking about it. But what we are currently looking at is this ascending wedge. The ascending wedge is normally textbook is actually a bearish pattern. However, it can also be a bullish pattern. So it is a bit difficult. First of all, it's a bit difficult to spot and also a bit difficult to trade. It's one of the most difficult patterns to trade actually, and the reason for that is that it's not 100% clear. Well, it's never 100% clear, but with this pattern it's extremely difficult to decide is it bearish or bullish. And the reason for that is that while you can see here that we make higher highs and we also make higher lows, it is essentially bullish. However, it is losing momentum, and that we lose momentum we can see on the RSI down here, which is our momentum indicator. We can see that we've been losing momentum pretty much since this tipping point here, yeah? So this was when the price reached like $42,000. That's until then we've moved up. We've moved into overbought territory here on the daily chart. After that, it dropped, the momentum dropped. We've gained momentum again, but now we're pretty much moving sideways in terms of the RSI and our momentum. So that is why it is actually considered sometimes a bearish indicator. However, it can also be bullish, because you can see in this ascending wedge, these two lines, one is steeper than the other one. So the lower one of the lows is actually steeper than the higher one. So the highs, we make higher highs, but the highs especially, that's where we lose the momentum. So essentially we need to stay within that wedge formation. And there is normally when we break out, because the price gets condensed, you can see. So this is a converging pattern where the price gets condensed, and we've really traded within this pattern since, yeah, I would say since here actually, since the 12th of July. That's when we made that move. Then we moved up. You could argue you started here on the 20th or 21st of July, but yeah, I believe maybe more the 21st of July, because this is also when the latest bull market started. And I've been saying this since the beginning of this channel actually, that I believe that in the second half of July, we will enter a new bull market, or at least continue the bull market that was already taking place. Now, we have been moving within this ascending wedge for a long period of time, and you can see that the distance between the highs really got lower and lower. We've lost momentum. What has just happened, unfortunately, we actually seem to be now breaking below that lower support level. Now, I can move that a little bit here, but it looks like we are currently moving out of that ascending wedge, and that is where it's getting now a little bit difficult. Well, actually, I need to do that properly. We want to be consistent all the time. So it's more like that, I guess, but we can't argue the fact that the latest candle here is slightly outside of it. So I believe the next candle will decide what's going on, because this candle hasn't closed yet. This is what we're currently looking at. If we close within it, I think it's a good sign. If we're closing outside and then possibly see another candle outside, then possibly retest that lower support level, which would then become resistance, I think we will see the formation of a new pattern, and I believe that could be a downward trend. That could indicate a new downward trend. What is good that we can see that the 20-day moving average is quite close, so we could potentially see us going down to something like 43.5, 44,000, which would be outside of that ascending wedge, okay? And after that, should we go down, the next major support for me, at least in terms of moving averages, would here be at around 37.5, 38,000. But it is essential, very essential to watch this, because this will determine what's going on going forward. And we need to watch this, guys. We need to watch it. It's really interesting. Let's take a quick look what the 4-hour chart is doing maybe. And yeah, we can see that we're slightly moving out actually. Not a really good sign. So it's just happening at the moment really. And this is what I can see in the chart at the moment, in the Bitcoin chart. Doesn't look great, I must say. It doesn't look great at the moment because we're moving out that outside of that wedge. I was actually hoping that we would stay within that ascending wedge for a while and that we would climb up to the 50k, and we haven't even made it there, unfortunately. What we can also see on the 4-hour chart is that, and that's what I said this morning, that it seems like we are now trading on this is the 4-hour chart, that we're trading between the 50 and the 20-day moving average on the 4-hour chart, and it's continuing to do that. So we need to watch that. We need to watch that going forward, and this will now determine where the price is heading. We're really just now at a tipping point, and I just want to communicate that we are at a tipping point, and this is always what can happen, guys. We need to watch it. That's what I want to communicate. Let's go to ADA. ADA obviously trading alongside Bitcoin to a certain degree. What I believe, if Bitcoin is going down, ADA might drop below $2. Yeah, we need to be realistic about that. I think that could be the case. At the moment, some people say this looks like a cup and handle with a potential handle now forming, where then the weak hands are shaken out of the market, and then we could see new all-time highs very soon. I don't think it's a cup and handle. It doesn't look like a round cup, guys. With a lot of fantasy, it does, but that is not a cup and handle. I don't think it is. However, what this is or could be is a bull flag. So you have this flag post here, and now we are seeing that bull flag forming, which essentially is a trend continuation pattern. Essentially, the outcome is the same, and it doesn't matter, but it looks like if this is really going to be the case, and we have that flag forming, then we are going to go up as well. So it's a trend continuation pattern. What we need to watch here, and that is quite important as well, that we've dropped below the 20-day moving average, and we are still below the 20-day moving average. I want to track that closely, at least here on the 4-hour chart. I want to track that closely because on the 4-hour, the 20-day moving average has been support for a long time. We're now below that. We are now within this channel here, which could then essentially be that flag that I've been talking about. So yeah, and we're getting squeezed now. We're getting squeezed between this $2 line, which has provided really good support, and the 20-day moving average, which is now going slightly down. The 50-day moving average is coming from down below. And essentially, you will have something like a triangle forming here between the 20-day and the 50-day with the $2 line in between. And this is essentially also where the price will squeeze even tighter. And then there will be some sort of spring effect to one side. If that really is a bull flag, then we should see the trend continuation to the upside, which is what I hope, which essentially is similar to what we've seen before the last hard fork, before the Mary hard fork. We've seen this in stages as well. And even though, even if, let's just say, even if we drop below $2, this could still be a bull flag. And what makes me think that this is the case is the stock to flow model, because we are in a bull market according to the stock to flow model. I strongly believe in it. Nobody really knows what's happening, but I just stick to the stock to flow model. However, we should never forget that a sell-off could happen. That doesn't necessarily mean we will enter a bear market, but it means that at any point in time, you know, there are powerful people, honestly, who want to earn money. If these people believe that we haven't seen low enough prices, they will manipulate prices, they will shake the weak hands out of the market, and then they will buy. That's why I always hodl. I don't let myself be shaken out of the market, but it essentially happens, and these people can manipulate markets. I find it very exciting what's currently happening on these price charts. Really exciting to watch that. Can't wait to see how this turns out. My prediction at the moment is that this is a bull flag. It's even clearer here on the daily. It wasn't that clear on the 4-hour one, but it really is clear on the daily. And, you know, let's just hope for the best. Here on the daily, we are still above, way above all moving averages, and the Bitcoin chart is still again above all moving averages as well on the daily, but we are damn close now again to the 200-day moving average. We're still above it, but I think it is crucial how this 4-hour candle, or this daily candle, but also on the 4-hour chart. Let me just go back once more on the 4-hour. It really is crucial how the next candles turn out, and also how this day is closing. So this will really be crucial. There is still a chance that we will close within this ascending wedge, which is what I'm hoping for. I hope that will be the case, and then we will talk again tomorrow morning, see what happens overnight. I mean, overnight here in the UK. And this is healthy, in my opinion, what we can see here on the Cardano chart. I think this is really healthy. What we don't see, and I like that, what we don't see is a radical sell-off. We actually see a slow move to the downside at the moment, and we will have support levels here which will support the price. Slightly worrying that the 20-day moving average and the 50-day are still quite far away from the price, but essentially we are still in overbought territory as well on the RSI here on the Cardano ADA daily chart. So this is damn healthy, and this is actually what I've been calling for. A small sell-off, a correction, or however you want to call it, to get new energy, where some people are shaken out of the market, so either people who are now taking profit, or people who've bought here and just want to make sure now that they are break even. They are selling now, which then makes the way clear for new all-time highs. And I've been predicting that really for weeks now, and I hope, because that is really a similar situation where we were before the last hard fork. So I believe my view currently is that in the next few weeks we see another rally, and then we are going probably to move sideways for a bit after the hard fork, but nobody really knows. This hard fork is a little bit different because this is when, you know, everybody's coming in and the use case will finally be available for everyone. Right, so hopefully you like that update. Really exciting times, tipping points at the moment for Cardano and Bitcoin. One more thing to mention actually is, doesn't matter if this is a cup and handle or a bull flag. This normally takes around, at least what textbooks say, around 5 days to form. So either that flag or the handle, at least 5 days. So I expect this to happen for another couple of days, maybe on the weekend. Then we might see new all-time highs. That's how I want to close this video. I hope you liked it. If you did, please smash the like button. And if you want to follow me on this crypto journey, please subscribe. Thanks a lot for watching, and see you in the next video. Bye.